Hello, traders. How are you? Welcome to the Sit on Your Hands podcast. As you can see, I have a guest today. I will do the introductions very shortly. Guys, this is, obviously we're going to speak to Marwan and understand his story as a trader and also understand his strategy. It's also your opportunity to ask some questions as well, guys. So as we go along, if you've got some questions, please fire them in the live chat, and we'll take some questions towards the end. All right. Also, if you like what Marwan has to say, then please smash the like button and welcome him to the channel. I know you will. And if you don't, the editor will find you, and he is a nutcase. Right, Marwan, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Good. I'm good. How are you, Tom?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Well, I was a little bit sick recently, but I'm okay now. So Marwan is a full-time independent day trader. He's currently got over 400k in funds that he trades, and we're just going to learn more about him and his backstory with trading. And then he's also going to share with us his strategy and what he looks for in the markets, guys. All right. So make sure you stay till the end to understand what he looks at. So Marwan, first of all, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Belgium.
Belgium. Okay. I love Belgian beer.
Not far from Brussels.
Okay, all right, very nice. That's where the headquarters of something is. Anyway, I love Belgian beer. I actually done a documentary on Belgian beer many years ago, but it's not important. And how long have you been trading now, Marwan?
So I've been trading for about 7 years now, I think.
Okay, and that's literally from. Sorry, Marwan, go on.
No, I was going to say 7 years, but 2 of those years were well, maybe 1 or 2 of those years were just trying to trade because, well, the real trading came afterwards, of course.
Okay, so you would say it took you about 2 years to get some consistency going.
Yes. Not talking about profitability. Because I wasn't profitable in the first 2 years, but I've been trading for about 7 now.
Okay. And how many years profitable? How many years of consistent profits?
I would say it's, when I think about it, it's actually pretty recent. I think it's 2.5 years, 3 years, something like that.
Okay, yeah. That makes me feel a bit better, Marwan, because it took me years and years and years to, get some consistency, and obviously it took you some time as well. Everyone's different, but it's not easy.
It's not easy at all.
No. And if you think back when you first sort of looked at a chart, or started showing an interest in trading, what was it that compelled you to do that? Why did you look at this crazy world of trading?
Well, it started a bit like a lot of people who want to make money online. I just typed on Google like how to make money online, because I wanted to. I knew I didn't want to go, work a regular job, and I wanted something else. I wanted to have some freedom and basically work from wherever I wanted to. And I first came across options trading, and I think I lost 100 euros in like about 30 seconds or something like that. Okay. And I just never looked at it again. And a bit down the road, like I did some e-commerce, I did a lot of different businesses. I tried a lot of different businesses, and I came across trading. Like I came back to trading, like the charts, like options. But there was something called Forex trading, so it was new. So I went a bit more into it and made a bit more research, and it was interesting to me because everything that's happening on the charts is basically because of something happening, or most of the time something happening in real life, in a real world. So if there's a war going on, if there's I don't know, elections going on or whatever, then influences the charts, and that's something that compelled me to stay, and that brought interest into me, and that's why I've stayed in Forex trading, and I've been trading now for like I said, for about 7 years, something like that. So
I know a little bit about options, but it just seems overly complicated.
It is, well, it's simple, but it's complicated at the same time, because you can lose a lot of money really fast, and you can gain a lot of money really fast. It looks a bit like gambling, if you ask me, but don't quote me on that. Like it's not.
Yeah, we're
It's not
putting
my
that in
thing.
quotes. We're putting that in quotes as we speak now. No, I'm only joking. So you arrived at Forex, and you much preferred that over options. And why was that, Marwan? Why did you prefer that over? Because of this fundamentals can impact the charts. Is that something that appealed to you?
Yes, and like I said, it's not really gambling. Well, it's not really it's not gambling at all. It's just basic math. Not that basic, but you get what I'm saying. Like it's mathematics. If the charts on Forex and indices, it's really based on like numbers. Whenever news is coming out, whenever, I don't know, at the time when Trump was still president of the United States, then whenever he made a tweet, or he said something about the economy or something, the charts went crazy. And it's really tied to like the movements of the markets are really tied to what's happening in the world. And that's, for me, that's what's interesting in Forex, in the Forex markets. It's really because it's, like I said, it's tied to the real world. So whatever happens in the real world, you can kind of see on the charts, basically.
Yeah. Do you also find, though, Marwan, that you cannot speak to any of your friends if you say, like, I'm shorting euro yen, I really like the fib level and the candlesticks very bearish? Do they think you're mental?
I never talk about trading to anybody, because, well, if I start talking about Fibonacci, just Fibonacci, they won't they don't know what it is. Yeah, it's like I'm talking Chinese to them or something. It's
I have the same problem with my friends. Yeah. So okay, cool. And then if you think back to when you first started, and obviously, like you said, it took you many years to sort of get to grips with this, trading. What were some of the real difficulties for you? What were some of the real important pieces of obstacles that you had to overcome?
Biggest obstacle I still struggle with today is patience. Being patient with my trades. And that's something I struggled with a lot in the beginning. I would enter a trade, and whenever I saw some profits, I'll just close the trade. Or whenever I went into a bit of drawdown, I would close the trade immediately, because I would be scared, basically. Well, it's kind of it has to do with emotions too. So I guess just controlling my emotions is is appropriate to say. It's just controlling myself, basically.
And so that was the biggest thing to overcome. The strategy, the money risk management, you found easier. It was more.
I think it was easier because it's a fixed thing. Like you have a certain level of you can set your stop loss, you set your TP, and that's basically it. Well, you're not supposed to touch it. Of course, I had some issues, like I would I would trail my stop loss. Not in the right way, of course, not when it went to my TP, but the other side.
Right.
When I went
you didn't want to be wrong, so you
exactly. I would just change my stop loss every time, and then eventually blow my account.
I guarantee you every trader's done that, but you'll get burnt so many times, and then you'll just stop doing it. And did you find learning the hard way was the best way for you? You know, moving your stop loss, you're obviously it's gonna financially hit you. It was, you know, finding out the hard way the best for you, or try and be more preemptive?
Well, I would have liked not to learn the hard way, but I guess it was the best way for me to learn.
Yeah,
Because if I didn't make those mistakes, then I wouldn't have the you know the lesson and the discipline to do what I'm consistently doing right now.
yeah, sure.
You know, if I didn't make that mistake, then I wouldn't be that consistent, and I wouldn't have that thing in my mind like, okay, no, this cannot happen again. Uh,
Yeah.
so
Yes. Yeah. It still takes you a few times. You're still going to make the same mistake, but
still,
after X amount of times, you're like,
yeah,
right, you know, this is too expensive. Yeah. And also, Ryan, so you know, you did you have a job when you were learning to trade, or was it something you just sort of completely dedicated to, or where was that point where you perhaps gave up your job and started trading full time? Can you talk us through that process? Because I know a lot of our viewers are in a similar boat. You know, they're basically, um, you know, full-time traders. Sorry, part-time traders with a view to going full-time.
I had many jobs in the past. I did a lot of different things, and well, I don't recommend it because when I look back at it, then it's not really a good way to do things. But
Mm.
the way I did it, it's everything I earned at work. I just kept like the bare minimum to basically, I don't know, eat something, or not even eat something, just something to uh to to get
Survive.
by. Yeah, just to survive, basically. Yeah, exactly. That's the right word. So to survive, and then all of the rest I would just invest in my trading accounts and trade my money, basically, and make mistakes, blow my accounts, work again, and just repeat that same process over and over again. And yeah, that's basically how I did it. Again, I don't recommend it. It's not really the best way to do things, but it's yeah, it's how I did it.
Yeah,
So
sure. And when did you feel confident enough to do it full time? What sort of, was there something that happened, or you just had enough of a consistency? What made you go full time from, you know, this part, you know, this survival that you were in?
it was, yeah, it was linked to it's because of consistency. I was getting more consistent. I was getting more um, yeah, basically consistent profits, and money was coming in more frequently with my trading. So um I was at a point where my job income, well, I could make with trading, I could make at least half of what I was making at my job. So
Right.
it was a complementary revenue at the
Yeah.
time. But it then, with that consistency, and also with also, like, for example, some prop firms, for example, I had the freedom to quit my job, and then, whenever I had like 1,000, I just needed 1,000, actually, 1,000 euros a month. For me, that was enough, uh, personally, to say, like, okay, I can make 1,000 a month. That means um, I can make 1,005, 2,000, 3,000, etc.,
Yeah.
etc. It's just a matter of capital, because now I have the consistency. Now I know I'm profitable. Now I know I can make consistent profits in the markets. So it's fine if it's just 1,000 right now. I know with all of what I have built to up to now, I can increase my profits, and increase my ability also to trade.
Yeah,
So
and it's just scaling it up. So
yes,
I assume when you first started off, you know, the trades were quite small, and you know now the trades, I'm sure, are more substantial. you know, did that play a part in your psychology? Because it's one thing trading, you know, a $30 trade. There's another thing trading $1,000 trade. So did how was the psychology with that, Moran?
Well, it's well, you can make the profits. Basically, I look at it in a matter of a percentage,
Yeah,
because it's, of course, with €1,000 account, you're not going to risk the same amount as a, I don't know, 10,000 euro account, for example. Uh, it's really a matter of percentage, and also the capital you're trading. That's like uh, a big thing in Forex. I think most people, I think they don't lack consistency or profitability. Most of them, I think, lack capital, because
capital.
they can make like €50 or €30 and be, I don't know, not even be profitable, but with the 10,000 euro account, they can be profitable. But it's a bit different. Like, I don't know how to explain it right, but it's really tied to the capital you have. Basically, of course, you have to be profitable, but it's mostly the capital.
No, it's exactly that, Marwan. As you said, you know, it's just about percentages. You know,
Yes.
you just do the same thing, even if you're trading €1,000 account or €100,000 account, you just do exactly the same thing
Yeah.
and base it on achieving the same percentages. You know,
Yes.
just there is a little bit of, well, there was a little bit of psychology there for me, knowing that I'm trading, you know, $1,000 a trade, whereas not $50. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Just think of it as percentages, and that's all you need to focus on. So you spoke about attracting capital. So you had the system in place. You know, you were getting this consistency. How did you go about attracting capital? Oh man, what was your plan there?
To build up my capital.
Yeah. How did you?
Um, yes. So to build up my capital, like I said, I just did a lot of different jobs, and then I kept just putting money into my own account,
Okay.
and trading it as I was working. I would just stack up my own accounts until I had 10,000 euros. So I went from, I think, like 200, but I risked a lot of money. So again, I don't really recommend what I what I have been doing, but I started, I think, with 200, and in a matter of maybe, I think, 3 or 4 weeks, it was not even a month. I went to from 200 euros to close to 10,000 euros.
That's
But
brilliant.
yes, but I risked a lot of money, and my strategy was really different back then. I don't even remember what I did to get to
Okay.
that point. But that's how
Well,
basically I stacked up some money.
okay.
Um,
I
and
imagine your risk parameters were very stretched. You know,
Yes,
yeah,
too
you know,
much,
you're
too much.
trading 10%, 15% risk per trade just to grow the account.
Yes, it was too much. Like, again, like, I don't really recommend it to anybody. That, like, don't start trading like this.
Mm.
Um, but that's how I just kept, when I kept making money consistently, and when I reached those 10K, at some point I lost them. I blew the account because I was
Okay.
keeping the same strategy, which is, uh, it wasn't really a strategy, because when you risk 20-30%, then it's not
Yes.
really sustainable. You
No,
can only do it for so long, right?
exactly. Yeah, you might get a short-term gain and then you've got to reel in the risk again. Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
so at some point I started over, and this time I just went really, uh, you know conservative, I guess you could say. Like,
Mm.
well, compared to my previous strategy, at least it was like
Yes.
5% risk, and then the more I went up with my capital, the less I started to risk.
Okay.
So that's how I just built up my own capital to
Okay. And
to
you
trade.
still trade your own capital now,
Yes, I do.
Moan? Yes, your own capital when you
Yes.
trade. Yeah. Okay. And you use any prop firms or attract capital from other third
Yes.
parties?
Yes, I do. So I'm funded 400K right now with a certain prop firm, um, and yeah, I think I can make like 2% to 3% in a month, and then I'll just get a payout. So
Okay.
that's basically what I do. I just stop at like 2 or 3%. It might not seem like a lot of money. I mean a lot of
Mm.
percentage wise, but on a 400K account, that's more than enough for me for now. But
Yeah.
I'm looking to grow the my capital in prop firms too.
Okay. All right. Brilliant. All right. Really interested. And then also, Moen, just some other questions about trading in general, really.
Mhm.
So, everyone always, like a question I always get asked is, what is your trading edge, right? And
Yes.
I always say the same thing, but I was just interested, how do you think about that? What's your trading edge?
So when you say trading edge, like a trading strategy, or where's when do I say like when I buy or when I sell, right? Or is it
Yeah, so trading edge is basically what makes you consistent and profitable, really. What makes you a good trader, I guess.
okay? Um, well, it really comes down. I think it comes down to psychology, because like I
Mhm.
said, I had a lot of issues. I still have some these issues sometimes.
Mm.
Um, the fact that right now I can be patient. I can wait until my trade plays out.
Mm.
I can wait for a setup to show itself on the
Mm.
charts, because before that I wouldn't wait. I would just enter the market whenever I would be like, okay, I don't know, it made a consolidation. Okay, it broke consolidation. Okay, let me enter right now, or not
Mm.
even wait for a break of structure or whatever. I would
Yeah.
just enter the markets. And I
Mm.
think my edge now is the fact that I can be patient. I can uh, s- you know I have my strategy in check, right? I don't know if that's I'm saying it right, but
Yeah.
I know when I can trade, or when my strategy does not work.
Yeah.
Um, I know when I can enter the markets and when I can just exit the markets, basically, or
Yeah. Yeah. No.
following my strategy, of course.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, like the trading edge, I always say it's about strategy, which you mentioned. It's about the psychology, and then keeping a tight grip on your money management and just
Yeah,
juggling those three things every day
yeah,
breeds consistency. You can't have one without the other. If one falls down, it all falls down.
of course, yeah.
You have to
Money
constantly.
management is a big one. Is really
Yeah,
really big one.
yeah, yeah, definitely. All right, and if you had some advice or tips for our viewers, Mo, and what would it be in trading? It'd be more than one, or just the one. It's up to you. But what tips and advice would you give our viewers, our subscribers?
I would say, if you are into trading for making quick money, I would say don't do trading. Like, don't trade,
Mm,
because trading at first, like when you're a beginner, or when you're looking at it from a standpoint where you don't really know anything about it,
mm,
can look like you can make, and it actually is. You can make a lot of money with forex. There's no really limit to the amounts of money you can make, but it's really not like a quick way to make money. It takes time, so
mm,
take your time. would be advice that I would give someone who's just beginning. So take your time, um, and yeah, just take one person who teaches one strategy, who you know is profitable with that strategy, and learn until you, yeah, until you're perfectly able to follow the same strategy over and over and over and over again without doing what you think is going to happen, and really just applying your strategy, and yeah, not doing anything else,
Yeah.
just and taking your time, like again, because taking your time, like the patience is really really important.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not really like it's a, like they say, like it's not a get rich quick scheme.
No,
Not at all.
definitely not. No. Yeah, good advice, Moan. And yeah, I second all of that advice. Yeah, it's yeah, it's going to take time. You've got to put the hours and effort in, like anything. You need to, I always talk about price action. You need to have a good grip of that so you can understand how to read the charts.
Yeah,
And then, yeah, and then you need the psychology to support you all, the patience, the discipline. So, yeah, all right. So, okay, Moan. So, thank you very much for sort of sharing your story. We're going to take a look now at your charts and at your strategy. So, if you could share them, please, and I'll add them to the stage, hopefully. If
of
not,
course.
it'll come crashing down. Right. Okay, wonderful. That did work. Guys, before we look at Moan's charts, if I could ask everyone, if you're enjoying, our discussion, we're about to look at Moan's strategy, then please come join the channel. Subscribe to the channel right now, and everyone, please smash that like button. Also, right now, guys, I have to tell you about two promos that we have running. First of all, we are giving you free access to the VIP Trading Academy right now. Okay, I put all of my trade signals in there. I give you all of my tutorials that I've learned from over the years, and you get direct access to me, guys. All right, so check that out. That is free right now. Also, we are running, starting end of June, we're going to be running a beginners masterclass. Okay, so again, if you want to know more about this, the link is in the live chat and the video description, guys. All right. And also, just come join our trading community. Yeah, come join the free Discord channel where we've got like-minded traders sharing knowledge, ideas, and experiences.
Just
Okay, guys. Moan, all yours.
Yes, so I just wanted to say for the record, because it just happened. I had a trade, so I will dive into that trade basically, because I have to show the way I trade and the way my charts,
Okay,
uh,
brilliant. So
the way
you
I
just
trade. But
entered a trade, or it's just
yeah,
a target?
I just passed phase one, so on one of my trades I just hit TP just now. So
Okay.
so
Perfect, Moan.
that's amazing. So I'm really happy. So yeah, basically, like I said, my trading is basically just really simple. It could, it might sound stupid, or it might sound uh, like oversimplified, but it really is like that. It's basically just support, resistance, um, trend lines, and Fibonacci levels. So all of that is, well, what I call confluence trading.
Okay.
Um, and as you can see on as you can see on the charts, for example, well, I have a bunch of, well, let me just remove the Fibonacci. I have a level right here. So it's just a black line right here, which is a support level after a big push down from gold. So I like to trade gold. So most of the time I trade gold and US 30, which is Dow Jones. Yeah, Dow Jones. So we had this push on gold from the previous week, and markets basically just bounced right off this support. And what I saw basically, when I see this type of market structure. So basically the price going, so it bounced off of this. Of course, it could have went through here, so
Yeah,
through the
carried on
support.
down.
So yeah, so it could have been just a continuation from this push, but of course, price went just on this support level. I don't know if I'm being clear, but basically the support right here is where I would be looking for some sort of reaction. And
Okay.
whenever I got that reaction, so we see here was a reaction, we got a reaction right here, and it just spiked up to this
Okay.
level. And this level is, like I said, just a resistance level. So really that simple. So that resistance level was for me not a sell opportunity. A sell opportunity it could have been, but I was looking for buys because of the fundamentals. Um, with everything that's going on, for example, like in the Middle East, in Ukraine, also the rate cuts, which are slowing down right now. They aren't going to well slow down the cuts until June, I think. So it's all of this is making me look for buys on gold. And
Okay.
whenever I see a setup like this, so whenever I see the market just slowing down, so after a big push, market is slowing down, I would just look for an entry. And how would I look for an entry? Using Fibonacci, basically. So I would just place my Fibonacci from here, for example, not from here, but from here,
Okay.
from this low to this high, because again, I'm looking for buys. And we can
Okay.
see that the way my Fibonacci is set up, I have these two levels, the 50% level and the 61.8 level are yellow compared to all the other levels.
Yeah.
And that is basically my golden zone, if you want to.
Yeah.
And that zone is a zone where I would enter most of the time. So it might be on a 50 level or on a 60 level, but it has to be inside of this box, basically.
Okay.
So, and that's what I did actually to pass my phase one just now. I just entered right here, so my trade looked a bit like this. Not gonna, it's not like perfectly like this, but it looked something like this basically. My stop loss was a very short stop loss at 37. So at the next Fibonacci level, basically. So
Okay. So you always put your stop below the next fib level.
exactly.
Okay.
And then I opened two positions, and my TP was right here. So at the next resistance level. So and this I opened two positions on this trade because it's a challenge, and I like to take a little bit more risk on my challenges than on my funded accounts. So this was like you can see, like a 2.3 R, and that's basically how I would I take some trades. Also
Okay.
looking at the price action, you can see that the price action is for now actually on this bit it's bullish, because we have a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, etc. So this is a higher low, and it might print a new higher high, but I don't care for I don't care if it does or if it doesn't, because I'm
Mhm.
already out of this trade. But that's basically how I view the markets, just
Okay.
basic support, resistance, and Fibonacci, and that's how I try
Okay.
to place my trades.
All right, Martin. So yeah, just to clarify this for our viewers. So basically price has come down to would you say that's a daily support zone that it's hit? Is
Uh,
that how
yeah,
yeah, it's
yes.
come down and hit a daily support zone.
If you look on a 4 hour, we can see that there was previous support here at around
Yeah.
2,332. So
Okay.
that's where it bounced off. So that's where it reacted. It went a bit under, I guess a bit of a stop hunt, but then it's reacted around this level. So yeah, it's definitely a support
Okay.
level,
So
previous
first
support
of all,
level.
you're looking for an important support or resistance level. You know, if you're
Yes,
selling,
yes.
and then do you need to see H1 structure change? Because as you highlighted, you're getting higher highs, higher lows. Do you need to see the H1 structure change?
Um, for what do you? I don't really understand. Like
Because
on
for
the
this
H1.
trade, yeah, for this trade, you know, you come down to the low,
Yes,
then we create a new high.
yes.
Yeah, come down to the next higher low,
Hmm.
and then up to a new higher high, which is
Yes,
exactly as you showed us. Do
yes.
you need to see that? Do you need to start seeing higher highs and higher lows?
Uh,
What's the structure that you're looking at?
yes, preferably. So I would like some kind of broken structure, basically, because like for example, right here. So I'm going to just going to show. So right here we had like a big push down.
Yeah.
So this was like, for example, this was the high, then this was the low, this was the high, and it never broke this high. It just went, it just continued, right? uh it just continued, and it never broke the previous high. So I'm always looking for some kind of break of this
Okay.
of this high, and then a basically a pullback, like a break, what I like to call like a break hook, and then
Yeah.
hopefully a go if I'm looking for buys, for example.
Yeah. Sure.
um so yeah, yeah, definitely I'm looking for breaks of structure.
Okay. And in this particular example, where did structure break for you when it broke that last high?
Well, the high I was looking at is this high right here. It's a bit on, yeah, it's this high right here. So
Okay.
this candle right here
Okay.
was a high that I was looking for, for a break,
Right. Okay.
and then come back, because there's a big support right here.
Yeah.
And I was basically looking for, that break and the hook. I could have entered right here, but I wanted some more confirmation that also it was bank holiday, so I
Okay.
didn't really trade that day. But I was looking for a push, which would indicate that, market is going up. So but this would have been a good setup too.
Okay. And you would have done the same. You would have gone from that last low to that last high with the fibs.
Exactly. So for this trade, I would have just put the Fibonacci at from this level, so from the low to the high, and then
Okay.
as you can see, it reacted into the golden zone. It did go a bit under it, but like I said, my stop loss is always at or below the 78.6.
Okay.
So I wouldn't even have, like, if I entered this trade, I wouldn't even have hit my stop loss, and it went, well, it should
Okay.
have gone to TP in theory.
Okay. Okay. And then let's say you current price right now, we've got a
Yeah.
big green candle. Let's say it breaks those last highs again,
Yes.
right? Let's say this green candle breaks those highs. You
Hmm.
will apply exactly. So we get a price now where this candle breaks through that level. We get a retrace. You'll do exactly the same again.
I would do exactly the same again. Just ride the trend, actually.
Yeah.
Go with the flow, and then well, even if there's a big push to the downside, I know, like, there's a big level right here. For example, I know this level is a pretty big level, like the
Yeah.
68. So I would be looking to exit maybe at this level, and just see what price is going to do at this level,
Okay.
because I'm keeping in mind that, we had a consolidation, and just a big push down, so it might continue to the downside for a further leg down. So I'm keeping that in mind. But yes, I would, if this breaks the previous high, I would wait for a retest for of that zone,
Yeah.
and then just ride it to the 68, to this level basically.
That level. And are you only trading from the fib golden level between zero point 0.5 and 0.618? Are there that's the only entry you'll take with a fib?
Yes, mostly yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then when price gets to that fib level, if we zoom into that chart, is where you entered today, Merwan, is there what are you looking for, a lower time frame breaker structure? Are you looking for a bullish H1 candle? What are you looking for at that fib level? Are you looking for a bullish reaction, or is it a case of it price comes to that level, you enter?
Well, I just to be honest, I just enter whenever the price just enters this level. Sometimes I might just wait until maybe there's a wick, because price likes to sometimes make some wicks, and then end up closing right here. So
Yes.
sometimes I'm waiting so for a few candles to form, but most of the time I just enter the trade right at my Fibonacci level, and
Sure.
yeah, basically just like support and resistance. It's well, in my strategy it's supposed to react at that level. So I just I'm just executing and hoping for the best.
Yeah. No, I love the simplicity of it, Mo. And I always prattle on our channel about simple is best, and that's basically following a reaction at a support and resistance zone, then market structure breaks, and then trade the retrace using the fib levels.
Yes, exactly.
And there's I love the simplicity of it, and like I say, if you get consistency, then brilliant. So yeah, so thanks for sharing, Merwan. That was yeah,
Yeah,
I like the simplicity of it.
it really hasn't has to be simple. It doesn't have to be complicated, like
Mm,
just the price action. Basically, price tells you everything that you have to know on where it wants to go. You
yeah,
just have to be ready. And sometimes I just place uh, how do you say, alerts on TradingView.
yeah,
So whenever price gets to a certain point, then I know, okay, I can enter the markets, so I don't stay in front of my computer for the whole day. For example, if I'm away, and I really don't want to miss a trade or something, either I won't trade that day, or I would set up some alerts
yeah,
at some Fibonacci levels, at certain key levels, so I know when to enter. And yeah, like I said, my exits are basically just resistance or support, depending on if
sure,
it's a buy or a sell.
sure. And it was only gold and US 30 that you trade, or do you
Yes,
trade any
golden
other pair?
mostly golden use 30. I try to implement if I really like if there's nothing to see on gold, if there is nothing to see on US 30. Sometimes I'll be looking at GBP, GPY,
Okay.
so GJ. But it's I don't trade it that often. Mostly just gold and US 30.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Moam, for sharing that. We just got a couple of questions, if you
Of
don't
course.
mind answering before we leave. Let me just take a look down. So we've got a couple of questions here from Brett. Um, do you do any higher time frame analysis for trend direction, or do you just use the H1 time frame for all?
No, so I definitely look at higher time frames. So, for example, on a gold, so I would be looking at the whole picture, right? Because
Mm,
you have to have the whole picture in mind to know like the direction. That's why I was looking for buys here. because like the bigger picture, like on a 4-hour, for example, if I just reinitialize, so on a 4-hour, we can see that gold is definitely well, bullish. Well, except if you're looking at like this as a consolidation, of course, but this for months and months it has been it's been bullish, even for years. We just had this retracement, but all in all, we can see that gold is in an uptrend, right? So I'm looking at I'm even something at the daily, just to get a daily bias, just to see the candles how they are forming, because maybe it sounds weird, but sometimes like how I see the candles, I can sometimes recognize some patterns. I don't really know how to explain it. Just some patterns just indicate a buy or sell, or
Moan, we seem to be losing you there. Okay, Moan, I think you've broken up there. But guys, yeah, so please, we've got to see Moan's strategy. You can see the simplicity of it. It's basically H1 trend with a pullback, yeah, using a fib retracement level and taking a higher time frame view of where you think the market will go. Sorry, Moan, we lost you.
Hello.
There. Yeah, hi,
yeah, no problem,
back.
No problem.
All right, so yeah, thanks for sharing that, Moan. Really appreciate it. And we just got one more question here.
Well,
is there a specific site or software you use for fundamental data? You said you use fundamental analysis as well. Is there any good websites or pieces of data that you use?
So for everything that's numbers, I use MyFX book.
Okay.
MyFX book is amazing for economic and economic data, and for fundamental, so more articles, it's Forex Live. Forex Live, okay. and also I'm looking a lot at I'm on Twitter. I'm on Twitter a lot, so I read a lot of news pages to basically stay up to date to whatever is happening in the world. So
sure. All right, thanks, Moan. And finally, what prop firms do you trade with?
As for now, well, I trade with Nova Funding, and I just passed my phase 1 with Funding Pips.
Okay. Funding Pips with that trade.
Yes, with that trade, I just I just broke down, so I'm really happy about this. So yeah, these two, but I would say, well, keep if you want to go the like the prop firm way, just go with the regular ones, the more reliable ones, like FTMO, for example, because like Nova is good, but I had some issues with them, so I wouldn't really recommend them, even if they paid me out. So just go with the reliable ones. You'll be much safer.
Yeah. All right. Brilliant, Moan. So on that note, guys, if you've enjoyed Moan's interview strategy, then everyone please come join the channel and smash the like button, guys. And everyone, if you could thank Moan for joining us. So Moan, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.
Thank you. All right. See you next time, guys.